Hello, Dawn, attorney here, state of California, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about our Constitution, due process, and of course this is relevant because certain things are happening in the news. Due process and constitutional rights have come into play lately. So, as we know, several people have been picked up off the street and often by plainclothes people arrested. Some of them have been sent to prisons in other countries, El Salvador in particular, and these people have not been given due process. And what due process means is that, the government has to present a case. You have an opportunity to say, hey, that's not me, you made a mistake, present a defense, provide, exculpatory evidence, anything like that. So, for example, in the case of one man that was sent to El Salvador, the government admitted it was an administrative error. Well, if that individual had received due process, this person could have said, hey, I am legally here, I have a protective order, and this is a mistake, and that administrative error would not have occurred. So the reason that every American who cares about our Constitution, our liberties, and the foundations of our country should be concerned about this is because if some people don't have due process, nobody has due process. The Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution says that every single person, it does not say citizen, every single person within the jurisdiction of the United States cannot be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process. Without due process, American citizens can be snatched off the street and sent to that prison in El Salvador. Why? Because you need due process to even show that you're an American citizen. That's part of due process. You need due process to say, hey, you have the wrong person. And yes, sometimes the wrong people are gotten. 3 to 6%, there's an estimate of 3 to 6% of convictions in the United States might be of innocent people. And there have been at least 3,000 documented cases of wrongfully convicted people in the United States since 1989. That means these people were factually innocent, not getting off on a technicality, but actually didn't commit the crime they were accused of, and they were wrongfully convicted. So, and they got due process. So it's not a perfect system, but imagine the error rate if you don't have due process, if you have no ability to put forward a defense. That error rate is going to skyrocket. Okay, so that means a lot of people are going to get caught up, a lot of innocent people. And now that the administration has released names, we've seen that about 75% of the people that were taken from the United States and sent to that concentration camp prison in El Salvador had no criminal record. They were innocent people. They included a gay barber. They included a man with 0 tattoos, no gang affiliations, no criminal record, who had a pit bull and a tutu, right? These are regular individuals that just happened to be of the wrong national origin, have the wrong skin color, and, the administration says they're not United States citizens, but frankly, we don't fully know. I mean, even the names of the lists they gave us, we're relying on them to give us these names. They could have left names out. They could have said, oh, hey, there is an American citizen or two there. We're not going to put them on this list. How are we going to know? There was no due process. There were no lawyers. And this was done basically very quickly. So yes, you should be concerned. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian. I don't care which side of the aisle you're at. I don't care if you're Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, atheist. You should be concerned because protecting due process protects you. You could be one of those people. You need due process to say, you have the wrong person. You have the wrong house. This isn't, 1265 Lambert Street. This is 1265 Lambert Circle. My name isn't, John Smith. It's James Smith. You need due process for that. And so you should be concerned. And when a court says you made a mistake, bring the person back, You want the government to listen, because that could be you in that prison. If you have no appeal rights, if the government sends you someplace and they have no ability to get you back, goodbye. Okay? So what if there was a mistake? It's not going to matter much to you, because you're going to be in a prison in El Salvador. And yes, the administration has said they want to send American citizens to that El Salvadorian prison, which, by the way, would be a violation of the 8th Amendment to the United States Constitution. But again, they've already violated the Constitution. So if you are a true American, if you are patriotic, if you do love this country, if you have, honor and respect our Constitution and the sacrifice of many, many men and women who have died for this country, including those who fought for our independence, then yes, you should care about the Constitution. You should care about due process. I care about the Constitution. I care about due process for every single person in the United States. And that's just my little lecture for the Constitution. I won't even go into separation of powers. That'll be for another day.